So now it's showing. Yeah. Yeah. So now it's showing on my end. So So guys, thanks for being patient with us and logging in again. What I'd like to do now is just see if we can work out all the bugs. We've had quite a few different issues working with different pieces of software, and so any of you who are looking at doing LinkedIn Live, I'll just take this next few minutes to kind of give you some things that we've learned. The whole process. It's been somewhat of a challenging process, but an interesting process. It's much different from when you're just recording a video on your phone and you're just uploading it, especially if you're going to be inviting guests. There's several different pieces of software that LinkedIn has approved, pre-approved, and I've tried a couple of them. There's a number of different issues that can come up that I never would have thought about had you asked me before. One of the issues that's come up with us recently has been, depending on what provider you use, will they be accepted by that particular entity? If they're working for a large corporation, is that particular platform going to be accepted? So we've run into that as it's been somewhat of an issue recently. We've run into issues with the overall connection. So maybe my connection is good, but the guest connection isn't good. Then you got some delay issues. We've also had some issues on LinkedIn with the connection of the particular provider with the LinkedIn platform. Sometimes we will go live and there's no sound, or another time we'll go live and there's no video, or they see me but they don't see the guest. So it's been an interesting process. And then whenever you actually go live, you've now informed your whole network that you're going live. So they're seeing you practicing, trying to make this thing work in front of everyone. We're used to doing all the editing work behind the scenes. So it has been quite a bit of an interesting experience. It's been a great experience, though. I'm glad we've had this experience because it's enabled me to reach out to different people that I haven't necessarily connected with before. It's also been able for me to get in a kind of a deeper a connection with some of the folks who I already know. So there's a lot of positives that come with it. We're going to continue to do LinkedIn Live, but those are a few of the things we've learned. Now we've just recently started working with the Vimeo platform, and we're hoping that that's going to work out better. In fact, I'm using that now. I'm using live stream now. There's several different choices, and this particular choice isn't even listed on the LinkedIn Live list of providers, but it seems like it's going to be a more stable type program. So just keep those things in mind. Hopefully that helps you. If you have any questions about LinkedIn Live, feel free and ask here, and I'll definitely take a look at it and answer it. But if you're inviting guests versus if you're doing it alone, those are two different dynamics. If you're doing it alone, then it's kind of easier to kind of roll with the punches. You're able to see very quickly if you're able to log in or not. But if you're going to have guests that are remote guests that aren't sitting next to you, now I've seen some where they're doing some type of live and the person's sitting right next to them. Well, that's easy because then you're both logged in at the same time. But if your guest is halfway across the country or even across the city and you're logging them in, that's still a challenging proposition because now you've got to look at your connection versus their connection versus whatever software you're using, and then it connecting with LinkedIn on the LinkedIn Live platform. But I want to just thank you for all of you who have been watching these broadcasts. We've got more planned. We've got some great guests coming up in January. It's going to be a great month in terms of guests. So I am excited about the month. I'm excited about the prospects of LinkedIn. It's just this is one of those situations where we just had a great guest lined up, and we spent about an hour trying to get everything linked up, and we weren't able to actually go live because of some difficulties with the software. So thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully you'll be able to see the ones we have. We have one scheduled tomorrow I'm going to be covering the topic about talent acquisition. We have a guest on Thursday. We've got a great lineup this month. I'll just kind of give you a clue in of what some of those programs are coming up. If I get my mouse to show up here. We've got for this month. We have. Feel free to answer your questions again if you have any while I'm looking this up. This month we have for our live shows coming up on the 16th. We've got Bob Berg, best-selling author. He wrote a book I read about 10, 15 years ago. It's a great book called Go Giver, and excellent book. We're gonna discuss some topics with him. One of the things in talent acquisition that we don't always do a real great job at, that's getting referrals, and he is a referral expert. So we're going to get him on. We're going to get Carlos was scheduled today. He's the talent acquisition manager of Houston Methodist. He's going to be with us next week. We're going to reschedule for next week. We also have coming up Dr. Deb Lonzer. She's from the Cleveland Clinic. And so I'm really excited about having her on the program. That's going to be a great show. So we've got a lot of different guests coming up. It's going to be a great month. So just bear with us. We're going to add more guests, more content for you to look at, and we're also starting to take this content in post-production and put them out in just little small snippets, 1, 2, 3 minute snippets. So those who didn't get a chance to see the whole broadcast can see at least pieces of it later. And then we're also going to have the whole program available later for each guest, with a little bit of touch-ups, a little bit of edits later after the initial broadcast. The advantage of being in the initial broadcast is that you're able to ask questions and interact with our guests. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I just wanted to make sure that LinkedIn Live is still working, that we do have video and all that. So thanks for your time. Have a great day.